We are educated, and yet we still can cope with sorrow well. Why is that? This question is as old as mankind itself. The answer is not an easy one, and there are many factors that might be involved. One of the most important factors to consider when trying to answer this question is our culture. In the Western world, we are educated primarily in school. We learn how to read and write, basic math and science. We also learn ethics throughout our years of education. In other cultures, there is not such a strict emphasis on these subjects, as they are seen as less important than more practical subjects like geography or history. Some people believe that this has led to an increase in anxiety in our society due to the fact that we have become less moral and less focused on religion. Today in this Gautama Buddha video, we will learn the art of overcoming sorrow and knowing the secret way to happiness. Once a man came to Gautama Buddha's ashram and took shelter. After spending 2 days alone, he said to Buddha, "O Buddha, I have some question to my mind. I have come to know the answer to those questions from you." Lord Buddha said, "Tell me what question you have." The man said, "I am not happy in my life. I am always very sad. There is no happiness in my life. I want to know why it happens to me." Gautama Buddha said, "First you tell me the cause of your sorrow. What are the exact cause of your grief and anxiety?" The man thought for a while about Buddha's question and said, "What kind of question is this? I am asking you, and without answering, you asking me again." Buddha smiled and said, "It's your sorrow. You should know what are the cause of your sorrow." The man said to Buddha, "You are a prophet. You know how to read minds. You should know everything." Buddha smiled softly and said, "This is your mistake. You think that someone else will make you free from your grief. But it never happens. It's only you who can solve your problem. I am just like you. The only difference is I don't have any confusion. On that day, when your inner confusion is over, you do not have to go to any Buddha to solve your problem. Have you ever seen flowers carefully?" The man was surprised and said, "Who has not seen flowers?" Buddha said, "The flower opens out as a bud in the morning, blooms during the day, and ends in the evening. If the flower had known that it would be end in the evening, the flower would not have blossomed itself. Just like if you always think of sorrow, you will never be happy. There are still many things in your life that can make you live happily ever after. You can smile and you can enjoy life to the fullest. You will not find happiness in life unless you follow this path. I can show you the way. I can tell you the path, but you have to do it. Only then you will be happy in life." Hearing this, the man became silent for a while. After thinking for a while, he said, "But Buddha, I don't understand one thing. Is it possible to solve all the problems in my life at once?" Buddha slowly began to say, "If someone comes to you and says that you will die in the next 10 minutes, you will not remember any more problem like that, because at that moment you will think only about the truth of life, which is death. You will feel like, what is the use of thinking over the problems? I will leave after 10 minutes. We never think that this life is fleeting. Our desire becomes so strong that we accept our life as immortal. Happiness and sorrow in life are not permanent. The cause of this happiness and sorrow is our karma and our thoughts. The man was listening intently to Buddha. He said, "Then should I always think I am going to die? Will that solve the problems?" Buddha said, "No, never think so. Just think, my existence in this world is uncertain, and as long as I am or will be, I will live happily. Think very carefully. You still have many things that make you happy and glad. Live with them, fix the mind, and see there is no confusion in your mind. All the sorrow and pains of life are caused by desire. Control the mind. If you can make the mind as simple as a child, you will get internal happiness." The man asked, "Oh Buddha, how can I control the mind?" Buddha said, "We need to know the difference between happiness and sorrow. I have to understand what is happiness to me and what is sorrow. The mind has to be controlled in such a way that it should neither be happy even in extreme happiness nor be sad in extreme sorrow. We must be steadfast in the middle position. If you analyze in real life, what are my sorrows or what are the cause of that sorrow? In the end, the conclusion is the cause of all sorrows is ourselves, and the mind manages ourselves. So, if you can control the mind, the sorrow will end." Gautama Buddha then said to the man, "If you can do another small thing, you will see that the sorrow in you is gone forever." The man said with great enthusiasm, "Tell me, Buddha, what should I do?" The Buddha said, "You will not talk to anyone for the next 2 days. You will write down on a piece of paper in the solitary place of the ashram, thinking about your sorrows and the reason for it, and write on another paper what happens you still have and what are the reasons for it. Don't rush. You will got a lot of time. Go and think. Think perfectly." The man bowed to the Buddha and went to the seat corner of the ashram. 2 days later, he came back to Buddha with a lot of papers. Buddha said, "First me listen to the table of contents of your sorrow." The man began to read. "First, all the brothers in my family are rich, but I am poor and indebted because I am afraid to act. I rest more than act, and I always compare myself with others. Second, my neighbors have saved a lot of money, but I could not. The reason are first, I have done less work and earned less money, but I spent a lot of money in bad company, even though I did not save a single penny. Third, my wife is ill for a long time. It is me who is responsible for this due to my negligence. I did not take her to any doctor and just it to luck, and the truth is, there is a sacred desire in my mind. If this, my wife dies of an illness, I will remarry a beautiful woman. Fourth, I imagine illusory happiness all day long, and I worry and grieve as they are not fulfilled for want of money. And I drink alcohol every day to forget my sorrow And again, I am the only one responsible for this. I know I cannot afford it, but I want to own it all. Even if I don't have them, I can have a wonderful day and I make excuse for drink and intoxication. Oh Buddha, these are my four sorrows, and at the root of all sorrows are my action and thoughts. Then Gautama Buddha smiled and said, "Well, now tell me the list of happiness." Then the man said very enthusiastically, "I am happy, and I have so much joy inside. I just realized for the first time in my life in the last 2 days. My list of causes of happiness is so big that will take a couple of hours to finishing reading." Buddha smiled and said, "Not only for you, but for all of us the cases are the same. Only we waste precious time of life by thinking about the cause of sorrow. In fact, our life is a storehouse of happiness, peace and joy." Well, you need not read the whole list, just read a few. The man began to read with great joy. The first joy is that I am now living in this world. I am healthy and strong. I have parents, a wife and children like those lucky ones in the world. I have the most precious wealth like the affections of my parents, the love of my beautiful wife, the tenderness of my child and my happiness of being a father. I can walk. I am fit and healthy. I can improve my income by doing any work. I can happily meet the needs of all my family members. I am happy because I can build a happy family as much as I can without comparing myself with any of my neighbors and brothers with the humanity that has born in me by your grace. I can leave my bad habits and live in eternal peace. And the greatest joy and good fortune are that I have found a place at the feet of Lord Gautama Buddha by your grace as long as I am temporarily on this earth. I will know the truth of life, know myself with a fixed mind and keep myself and others in eternal bliss. Buddha said, "Go back to your family. This time you are reborn today. Live a life of eternal peace with a stable mind. If there is a slight confusion in your mind about life, say to yourself, life is too short and I am not here to be a slave of sorrow. Analyze and find out the cause of sorrow and destroy it immediately. Only then you will find eternal happiness, everlasting joy." Friends, this Gautama Buddha story, how helpful for you? Write comment in comment section. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.